That's not hip, that's butt.
What? It's hip size.
There's hips. Look at those hips.
It's hips. It's hips. Those are hip size. Greetings, this is Flares, and I'm going to talk about Embers of the Uncrowned. Now, I'm going to start here. This video is going to cover what I think about the demo and the future of the game. Now, I hit almost max CP here. I cleared the hard mode dungeon. I've cleared everything the game has to offer within a couple of hours. And I'm currently working on the speed run challenge. Right now, my time is 13 minutes. I think I can cut it down to sub 10. So, without further ado, let's break down the video into different segments. Now let's talk about the character creator. The character creator is standard for an Asian game. What does that mean? It's very good compared to Western character creators. I don't know why, but every Asian game, no matter the company, their character creation will always be better, no matter what dog shit, piece of shit, Eastern game it is. It's just, making Asian and Western character creators, always awful experience compared to Asian games. Now, compared to other Asian games in the same category, Black Desert Online, let's say Lost Ark, even Monster Hunter, it's worse than those, but it's better than the average Western game. And here is my friend Yobo doing the character creator. I also did my character creator, but I'm pretty bad at character creation, so I make a standard Asian male. So this is his reaction and going through all the female character creation options, because all of you guys are dirty degenerates, and this is what you care about. Asian options are good, but for the male characters, I cannot not make a twink. Like, I'm trying to make like close to my appearance. You either make like it's all twinks for like the male character.
Oh, she is curvy. That's not hip, that's butt.
What? It's hip size.
There's hips. Look at those hips.
It's hips. It's hips. Those are hip size. Foot size. Foot size.
Most games have foot size. I mean, there's surprisingly low amount of bangs for an Asian game. This is the only white row. I think this is Asian. Maybe this. That's like Mexican. This is like the only row for white people. Literally. Oh, that's the pelvis. Okay. Yeah, pelvis. That's not the hips.
Pelvis. Now let's talk about the intro to the game. The game starts off heavy. Now it's one of the darker storylines in gaming, and I like it. The gore, decapitation happens right there. And again, I'm drawn to the game by the lore premise of realizing these dirty fucking elves are actually evil. Yes, yes, yes. And not only are they dirty, evil fucking elves, which should be extinguished from the face of the earth, they're also French. These are dirty French elves. Are they French?
That one is.
The quest system is nothing to write home about. If you played any MMO or video game, you know, pick up quests, go here, kill X, gather X. So there's no innovation there. The combat is a worse version of Lost Ark. Now, what do I mean about that? Is that it's kind of clunky. However, it's just a demo. You can see it in action if you play demo for yourself. Again, the demo is free. Join the official Discord. I have my own channel in the official Discord, or my own thread. But yeah, it's pretty bare bones basic. It's like a worse version of Lost Ark. I'm not going to glaze the combat in the game. That's a common complaint. It's unresponsive compared to Lost Ark, which is the gold standard for this type of game. However, if they keep their promise of being no pay to win, this game could be popular. Now let's go on to the next segment of the video. Next segment, let's talk about the skill trees and whatnot. Now, it's a more advanced skill tree than gacha games, which have, you know, garbage skill trees. But worse than any real game. What I mean by real games, I mean Path of Exile or like in-depth MMOs. So just an example of the warrior skill tree. Also, it's not balanced pretty well because our max level right now in the demo, it's only level 20, and on launch, it's level 40. So I can't speak into what is locked because a third of the skill tree down here is locked and unknown for every class. Now, every class will have 2 skill trees in the demo, one with 2 different builds. So for warrior or executioner, the builds are a dot build, a dot burn build, or a pure physical damage build up here. Those are the 2 builds for here. And to the left, we have the PvP skill tree. Now it uses PvP points, which is separate from these points. So you don't have to mix the 2. Again, it's pretty bare bones. You get unique skills compared to even FF14. So the skill tree is as seen there, but there's another aspect of the game, skill gems, which is present in a lot of more recent games. So basically, you can slot gems onto each skill. Now these gems have different rarity types, and they can roll within the segment. What does that mean? So this gem, this is boost skills by 23%, since this is an epic level gem, has 2 restraints, which are negative effects. So these 2 restraints are, it can't crit, and yeah, it can't crush, which is a super crit. So, but you see the 23%? Here is a gem with only a 20%. So it can roll within a range, 20%, 23%. So that's another level of RNG for the gems, and there are different rarities too. And each skill has skill tags. There are a lot of skill tags in the game as shown here. And these are the skill menus. So you just drag and it shows you which skills it can slot on. As long as each gem has a skill gem. So this is suppress. So it can only be moved to skills that has the suppress tag, which means eruption of skin or raging rush. So that's the skill gem mechanic. Again, it's pretty basic. There are different combinations, and you're going to have to farm this too. That's the 2 options of leveling your character. And now the third option, CP, which I don't understand why every game keeps abbreviating it to CP. Don't they know that you don't want to abbreviate it to CP? Combat power. I don't know why they don't make it gear score or anything else better than this. But yeah, CP is a combination of your skill gems, skills, skill points, and gear, and it determines how much whether you can enter a dungeon or do content. Now, you can do content under CP, except for dungeons. You have to reach a minimum CP, which I disagree with. So, you go under stat details. Let me go over the stats. Again, this is all nerdy stuff. You can skip over this if you're just an MMO casual. I make my videos for people who care about the end game. People who watch my content know what I'm all about. So, this is just basic attack amplification, increase attack by a certain percentage. Again, there's a math value. These are just the regular skills. So min, max, weapon attack damage, bonus damage, which is added onto your attack, etc. However, there's a big complaint I have right now. Crit accuracy, crushing hit accuracy. What is crit accuracy, players? It's fucking crit rate. Why do they call it crit accuracy? What kind of game calls it crit accuracy instead of crit rate? I don't know. This is crit rate. Just retranslate this, devs. Just say it's crit rate. Everyone knows what crit rate is. Why is it crit accuracy? I don't know. This is crushing hit, so this is another crit. Just think of this as another type of crit. So you can crit. You can crit crush. Games also do this nowadays. So you can double crit for a super crit. For all those people who want the big numbers. Basic attack speed, it's a number instead of a percentage, which I hate. I want it to be a percentage. It increases your base attack speed by X%. I don't know why it's a flat number. Well, actually, I do know why, because it probably scales with level. So, skill speed, also a number. Basically, how fast your skills go out. Now, PvP stats, everyone knows this. Now, this is bonus dot damage. Now, let's talk about something else. Your SP gauge, which is how often you can dodge. And now there's a perfect dodge. You know, it consumes less resources. If you time it right, everyone plays Dark Souls. There are iframes in the game. That's all you need to know. So move on. So, skill slots. We only have 5 skill slots here. You can slot any 5 skill slots. I don't think it's enough, but all of you guys are playing on your fucking phones anyway. All of you garbage-ass gamers. I'm an MMO nerd. Bring back the 20+ skill slots. Bring back the... I want all the skill slots, motherfucker. I don't want to be limited to 5 skill slots. I want 1,000. I want 1,000. If you can't handle 1,000 skill slots, you're a fucking casual. There are keyboard modifiers for that. And if you're playing on your fucking forums, on your fucking phone, too fucking bad. MMOs are for PC gamers. I will die with the dying of the light. I will speak up for all those people who grew up on EverQuest, the old school MMOs, juggling your complex 20+ combo rotations. Okay? I will defend the 20 button rotation to the death. To the fucking death. More buttons are good for every occasion. Give us more buttons. Give us 1,000 buttons, and all of you fucking phone gamers crying, just have 1,000 buttons on your small ass phone screens. Adapt to the challenge. Get an actual computer, you dirty degenerate. And all these people on Reddit who will complain about videos saying, oh, you had put the WASD buttons and you had to press the 5 buttons already. It's too much clutter. I'm already seeing that on fucking Reddit. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuck up, you filthy casual. You dirty fucking casual. Us old gamers also use WASD. Oh, sorry. And we have to move the camera around. We have to dodge out of puddles. In old school West, we poop sock in 20-hour raids. If you don't know what poop socking is, you are too young for a real MMO. You dirty casual. You dirty casual. If you don't know what poop socking is, you haven't lived. You haven't lived, and this video isn't for you. Isn't for you. But yeah, I want more buttons. All the buttons. Okay? Yeah, 5 buttons is enough. It's pretty limiting, and I hate that. And not only are you limited to 5 active abilities, you're limited to X passive skill slots. So unlike other games, you slot in your passives. You pick which passives. You don't activate all of your passives at once. So you have to pick and choose for your build, which is good. That does provide some build diversity here. But the active skills, I won't back down on. Because active skills, again, there are your spenders, your builders, your buffs. Now, some skills are spammable, like my Q and my incinerating punishment. These are spammable, short cooldown duration that uses X resources. And like every MMO or game, there's a skill that's just cooldown restricted. Why not have a... So you want a good combination of the two. This is what I like to run for this build. So, passive skills. Poorly balanced. Poorly balanced for this game. I'm not going to sugarcoat it, even if I am in the creator program. This is one of the worst balanced passive skills I have seen in MMO gaming. It's like a gacha. It's like a gacha level of fucking brain dead. It's like one of those dumbass content creators or anything in other games who think certain things are good. Why did I say this is unbalanced? This is like one of the worst passive systems. Because there are clear-cut winners. There's no real choice. Because look at this. Look at this. What I mean. I'm gonna go through each of these passives. Because there's some of these which you would never, ever use in a million years. So let's look at Hardened Physique. Increase maximum HP by 10%. Increase melee defense by 20. This is fucking dog shit. This is fucking dog shit unless it's very early on. Because most of these don't scale. They're just flat values. And at level 20 already, I already have, 120 defense off of gear. So skills like that will just get worse and worse. I don't know why devs don't account for that. So yeah, this is represent right now a 10% buff, or like a less than a little more than 20%, 10% buff, a little bit more than 10% buff in my melee defense. And it'll get worse and worse the more gear I choose, because it's a flat number. Why don't they just make everything a percent? That means it will scale with content. And this also garbage future on, because it's just a flat 15% burn and bleed damage. Yeah, I don't know what they were thinking. Just give us more percentiles. Like, these are good. Percentages don't fall off. I don't know why in this day and age, in 2026, MMOs have been around for 30x years. You know that skills which has any flat number, garbage as fuck endgame. But yeah, it's pretty bad. And same with these skill gems. Some of these skill gems are so fucking bad. So fucking bad, they give very small number, like 3% crit damage. Or, scale terribly. Whereas some of the lower rarity skill gems, I'm going to show you here, which is great. Like this 10% skill cooldown, obviously, if it's on a longer cooldown ability like this, 50, it's great for that. And it's dog shit on the lower cooldown abilities. And that scales better than some of the higher rarity gems, which is just 5 SP when using movement skills. Or just 15 SP using movement skills. Yeah, it is flat values has a place if you know where to use it, devs. So let's talk about the rest of the end game. So, our gear system, upgrade. So let's go to house management here. So this is the passive MMO gacha house management auto collector. Your fucking slaves gather your fucking resources for you every hour, even when you're offline. Like Black Desert Online, like retainers in FF14, like companions in Star Wars: The Old Republic. I have played every MMO on the face of the planet, so I know. It's just that system is the base building system. However, but what's interesting about this is that actually you can move around your base. You don't have to have the magical laboratory here. You can have it here. You don't have to have the workshop here. You can have it here. So basically, you can min-max for convenience sake your main player hub. So that is good. That is good. Now, let's go over each hub details. Laboratory. Here, you craft elixirs, consumables. If you have played an MMO, you know what consumables are for. This is you upgrade your pots, which refill. Boom. It's one-time upgrade. You change your followers, your slaves, etc. That's all. Workshop. What is the workshop? You craft your skill gems. And you can craft a random one. You know what that's for. If you're not a fucking dumbass, you know what all of that is for. Trading post. The merchant in this game. You shop. You buy your gems for money. You sell trash. The end. Trade. You trade for resources. You just trade, you get resources. That is all. It's pretty bog standard. You press your mount, you move. House Legacy, another skill tree board. You pick one of these fucking things. It's pretty basic. It's crit or protection. And this is dog shit, by the way. This is dog shit. This is one of the worst thought out skill trees, permanent progression boards I have ever seen. Because there's a clear cut right answer. Because again, these flat value attacked. Garbage. This flat value attack resistance and DR. This skill tree, you are the dumbest person I have ever met in my life if you choose Mark of Destruction. You are simply the dumbest player I have ever met in my life if you think this top skill tree is good. Why? The middle skill tree gives crit rate and crit damage. It's a percent. Because this is just a small 2 attack. This skill tree, guess what it gives you? 2 attack, 1 bonus damage. 4 attack, 1 bonus damage. 2 attack, 1 bonus damage. 6 attack. Let me show you the gear right now. Yeah, 52. This one, 8 attack and it's 60 eye level. 43 attack. Yeah, bonus damage. You know what's lacking from all of this gear? That's right, crit damage. It's a percentage. So, if you know math and diminishing returns, yeah, you played MMO before. I trust you guys. I trust you guys are smarter than the average player. You guys have played MMOs. I don't know why they added crit rate, crit damage into this as an option. Because you know that it's going to be the best option. Because all these flat values are pointless. Like even this one is better. The gear is better because you get less of it compared to attack values. Like even the 100 max HP with 2 bonus damage. Let me look at my health right now at level 20, not min-max gear. That's right, I have 10,000 HP. If I get 100 or 200 HP from that skill tree, how much is that in percentage flares? That's right. It's a 1-2% buff in my max HP that will diminish over time. It's already diminishing. So yeah, it's a clear-cut right answer. And it's going to get worse the higher level you are. So yeah, this is an afterthought. It's an afterthought right there. No reason for it to exist. So, let me get started on the actual endgame. So right now, this is one of the only things you can do besides the world bosses, which are dungeons, which is 2 to 3 players, or 3 players in hard mode, which I already cleared. Dungeons. How difficult is this? Pretty easy. Now I'm going to talk over while I show you the dungeon gameplay of one of the runs. I'll post a separate dungeon video when I get around to doing the speedrun challenge, but there's only one dungeon right now. Easy, normal, hard, easy mode, cakewalk, and the mechanics get progressively slightly harder. They remove more traps, etc. Each one. If you've rated in any real MMO, the dungeons are one of the easiest fucking dungeons I've ever seen. The mechanics are so fucking simple compared to Lost Ark, compared to FF14, compared to Sword of Legends Online, compared to WoW, compared to WildStar. If you rated in any MMO, it would have been ever. If you ever played another MMO, you should have no problems clearing any dungeon. Now, obviously, anyone new to the genre will face difficulties with the dungeon because there are mechanics and whatnot. Because you guys know that people stand in fire because they're not that smart. People stand in fire. You need to interrupt. There's an interrupt mechanic like in WildStar. But yeah, it's one of the easiest dungeons I have ever played. But here we go. The mechanics are very simple. You just lead the mobs into the spike traps. You dodge the boss. There's no like complex mechanics like FF14, WoW, WildStar yet. And I want the more complex mechanics. So even Elder Scrolls Online has more complex mechanics in this game. I have nothing good to say about the complexity of the first dungeon we've seen. Because most games' first dungeon are more complex than this. This is like a gacha game's idea of a first dungeon. Also, since it's towards the end of the video, There is heavy censorship in chat on this game, and I'm never for that. How heavy is the censorship, players? I will show you. So let's type down Lamau. Let's type down, what is the best class? So that's right, the word Mao is censored. So if you type down Lamau, doesn't work. The word anything that combines with ass is censored. And a lot of things. Let's see. Sexy. Boobs. Tits. MILF. DILF. DILF is not censored. Yeah, it's pretty heavy-handed. You can't type a lot in this game. You cannot type a lot in this game. That's 1 point against the game. Heavily censored chat. I would say it's 1984, like, you know, but I think it's worse. I think it's worse because Lamau is censored. World bosses or domain bosses. The main source of gear right now for the demo is doing domain bosses on a 1 hour timer. Now, it's a pretty much a Zerg fest. No one knows what they're doing. It dies pretty quickly, and you get number 1 quite easily if you can press your buttons correctly, as I did here. So, this is what you should be farming. You get your best gear, 125 gear level gear drops. Now, the mechanics are roughly the same as Diablo 4 in complexity for each boss. It's not a real boss, in my opinion, compared to even Star Wars The Old Republic world bosses, which even have more mechanics than these bosses. So this is the main thing, and no one knows how to play the game, because these are the type of people the game attracts right now. I just stand still, I press the button, I hit number 1. That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do here. So, I'm going to talk about what my impressions are of the game, now that you've seen everything. So, the mechanics, the dungeons are pretty bare bone basic. The difficulty is not there. And you know me, I like difficult games. So, I'm just going to go over the mounts. I'm just going to look at the mounts and showcase you stuff while I keep talking. So, right now, this is a game that's good for you to try. You can try out. The demo is free for the week. And if join the official Discord, talk about the game in the thread they created for me. Again, I'm in the creator program for Embers of the Uncrowned. However, I will not lie to you. The game is pretty rough around the edges here. It has a good baseline, and depending on how much time till the full launch, I can see it getting better. They need to make more complex mechanic in the dungeons, and they need to up the difficulty. At least for me. I like difficult content. I want a purpose. I want hard as balls content that not everyone can do. But right now, it's pretty because Lost Ark does all this, but better combat and dungeon difficulty size. If we're comparing it to the same game, and every MMO in existence that's popular right now, FF14, WoW, even the upcoming Guild Wars, have better, content in terms of raids, dungeons, than this game. As it currently stands, based off that one dungeon and the responsiveness of the gameplay. And that's what I care about. Now, I can talk about how, the graphics, as you've seen here, and stuff are fine and serviceable. I'm talking about the costume system. It's decent compared to those games, but I'm a gameplay first player. So they need to really overhaul the difficulty and to try to compete with Lost Ark, because Lost Ark died off. Not because of the content, but because of the pay to win and the lack of regular content and the grind and the alt grind. That's why Lost Ark died. because of the pay to win. And they promise that there's no pay to win in getting this gear. So the game has a shot. If they make the gearing system fun, keep their no pay to win promise, and make good, hard content, it might have a chance. However, it's an uphill battle at this point. Why is it an uphill battle, Flares? Why are you so negative about this game? Because if they're not going to do pay to win, and they're not going to do a subscription model like FF14 or WoW, and they're just doing pure cosmetic, I'm going to be honest here. I'm going to be completely honest because I have a degree in finance. I look at games financials. I don't think this game will live past a couple of months. This game will be a good couple of months if they keep with the current monetization scheme, which is no pay to win. Without I cannot see how costumes and battle passes keeps this game alive with regular content updates. There is no way in hell this game will live past couple of months with that monetization scheme. I have no thoughts, because there's no way that people will spend enough to justify regular content updates to maintain the player base with no pay to win. That's just a fact of it. Like, pay to win or not, because the Koreans will pay to win the fuck out of any game that's competitive. Without a subscription model, without a large player base, I don't think MMO as a genre is it. Even though I love MMOs, I want it to succeed. I want new MMOs to succeed. I want to be proven wrong. But I have not been proven wrong in this regards of monetization ever. I have never been proven wrong in this regards. Like the only time I was proven wrong is when I had hope. The last time I had hope was WildStar. That was over a decade ago. I have lost all hope in the future of new MMOs with non-pay to win mechanics. So yeah, that's the conclusion of my